Hey guys, TommyBryson here, and today I'm going to break down dividends fully, explaining every single part of them. So for example, in this video, I break down exactly what they are, how they work, on top of that, what a dividend yield is, why some companies give it out, why some companies don't, on top of that also, is it smart to reinvest it or should you keep it? And then lastly, how do taxes work when it comes to dividends? Will I be taxed a lot of money or will I not be taxed a lot of money? And how do I make sure I don't get taxed a lot of money? I'll break everything down in this video right here. Now, if you guys are new here, I post videos every single day, so you should also subscribe and hit the bell so you're notified, and on top of that, also destroying the like button. Now, the first thing is, guys, what exactly is a dividend payment? Well, that's basically when the company grabs the profits and gives it to the shareholders. Well, not all of it, but some of it. And they call that a dividend payment. And on top of that, not every single company pays it out, for example, every month, but most of them actually pay it out, for example, every quarter, meaning 4 times a year, you are going to get paid some dividends. And usually, as long as you go ahead and buy the stock before the dividend payment is supposed to be sent out, you're going to be able to qualify to get that dividend payment. So you don't have to hold on to that company for like an entire year or whatever to get the money. No, usually that's not the case. So for example, guys, okay, let's say I lost my mind and I wanted to go ahead and invest into Exxon Mobil. As you guys probably know, it's an oil company. The price right now is around $59.11 per share. Now, if I want to buy this right here, well, how much money are they going to pay me in dividends? The answer is right now, they're paying around $3.48 per share. So every time I invest, every time I buy one share, I'm going to get, for example, $3.48 per share. That's going to be my dividends, okay? So let's just say here, okay? Well, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and use my calculator math right here. I'm going to go ahead and say, hey, I want to invest $10,000 into Exxon Mobil. As we know, the price is around $59.11, okay? Which means divided by $59.11, that means I can buy somewhere around 169 shares, okay? That's how many shares alone. Now, how much money in dividends will I make? Well, how much are they paying me per share? The answer is somewhere around $3.48 per share. So multiplied by $3.48, that means I'm making around $588. Now again, okay, Exxon Mobil pays out dividends, for example, every quarter, meaning every 3 months you'll get paid, for example, your dividends. Now, Tommy, am I gonna get paid this money every 3 months? No, obviously no, okay? It's like for the whole year. So just divide this number by 4, and every 3 months you'll get paid around $147. Now, if you wanna get the full idea, right, just divide the number by 12, and that's basically on average somewhere around 50 bucks per month. But you won't receive the $50 every month. You receive the money every quarter accordingly. That's the whole idea there. However, guys, okay, here's the bad news. Dividend payments are given at the discretion of the board, meaning they don't have to pay you dividends if they don't want to, or for example, something is going on and they say, hey, we just don't have any money right now, we just can't pay. So don't think that, hey, they might pay me dividends every quarter forever. The answer is no. During certain times, they might stop paying you dividends. So for example, guys, okay, this company right here, we know Exxon has been paying for a very long time. However, Delta was also paying for a very long time, okay? However, right now, they are not paying any dividends. Why? Because basically, as you guys know, pandemic hit back in March, and guess what happened? They don't have any money to actually give out, or they have money, but the idea is, hey, we need a lot more money to basically keep the business running and keep us from going bankrupt, okay? So if you go right here to historical data and you click, for example, hey, show me the dividends only. On top of that, show me from the max, from inception of the company, and I click apply here. The answer is, well, they were giving dividends out consistently since 2013, but then stopped in 2020. Why? Because basically, pandemic happened and they couldn't afford it. My point is this, guys, okay? You can't just invest into a company because they give a high dividends, because if something does go wrong, they might say, hey, we can't pay you anymore. So whenever you invest, make sure it's, hey, I like this company. It's a good, solid company with a good foundation, and I believe they'll keep paying that dividends for a very, very long time. But first, the company's health, and then second, take a look at the dividends and so on, okay? But if the company's bad, no matter how high dividends is not going to help you if you lose all of your money. That's the core idea there. Now, number 2, tell me, what exactly is a dividend yield and how do I calculate it and how does it work? By the way, dividend yield tells you how much money, like what's your return from that dividends every single year. So basically, if I invest this much and I get this much in dividends, what's the return going to be on average every year for that money I invested overall, okay? So dividend yield is basically, hey, how much money do I earn per share, like the dividend yield, right, per share? Then you divide that number by the entire stock price, and that tells you exactly what the dividend yield actually is. So, for example, we have a company like Johnson & Johnson that's been paying dividends for a very, very, very long time, right? So, forever. So, they're paying around $4.04. So, for example, a company like Johnson & Johnson has been paying dividends consistently for a very, very long time. Now, they pay around $4.04 per share. That's their dividend, okay? However, their dividend yield is around $2.53. So how do I know the yield? Well, the answer is, again, just divide how much they pay per share. So $4.04, right? That's how much they pay, divided by the stock price, which is basically 161.37, and the answer is, well, they're going to be paying times 100, by the way. They're going to be paying me around 2.5% in dividend. That's my dividend yield if I bought at this price. However, though, okay? However, if I bought this company, basically, okay, let's just go to the basically chart right here. But for example, if I paid for this company back maybe in October of 2001, only around like $59 per share, right? Well, in reality, what's my personal dividend yield if I never bought any shares again? Well, the answer is, guess what? If I basically paid $50 per share, right, divided by how much they actually pay, well, no, $4.04 divided by $50 per share, that means I'm going to actually make it around, somewhere around like 8%, plus all the whole appreciation that actually made from that stock, okay? So it all depends on what you bought the stock for, but the dividend yield is always going to be based basically how much they pay per share divided by the current stock price, and that will tell you exactly your dividend yield. That's the whole idea. This number is important because basically you don't want to earn like 1% or like half a percentage. No, earning 2, 3, 4%, that's what you actually want, okay? Usually, but again, having invested in a good company is better than investing into a company with a high dividend yield that might not be able to support it for a very long time. So also keep that in mind. Now, the third question is, tell me, why do some companies pay dividends, but then some companies don't pay dividends? Why do they do that? Well, the answer is, I already told you, like secretly, but overall, the idea is that, again, dividends is given out at the discretion of the entire board. So the company can pick to give dividends out or not to give dividends out, okay? So, for example, you have a company like Walmart and also Amazon. They're both into retail, although yes, Amazon is heavy in technology, all that stuff, I get it. However, they're both into retail, okay? But Walmart gives out dividends while Amazon doesn't. So why is that? Again, they choose not to. Amazon chooses not to give dividends because basically they use all that money and reinvest it back into the company to make you more and more money as the stock price actually goes up and up and up in value because they keep using it correctly. So it's basically a choice. So for example, guys, okay, Walmart right now might be paying, for example, $2.20 per share, okay? That's how much they pay. Dividend yields around 1.64%. Is that a lot? The answer is no. Well, depending on how much money you have, obviously, but Amazon, okay? Amazon only pays around, for example, nothing, okay? They don't pay anything. But the stock price is around $3,000. Now, I'm not sure how many stock splits Walmart actually has, so I can't really say, but the answer is, it all depends. And that's why, okay, you can't just depend on, hey, this company pays dividends, this doesn't, so I'm just going to go ahead and invest into the one that does. The answer is no. If the stock is solid, if the stock is good, there's no problem not taking the dividends. For example, Berkshire Hathaway. If you invested back in 1950s or 1960s, right, your money would be worth so much money today without ever getting any dividends, okay? So the answer is, dividends are cool. If you get them, great. But if the company is solid and keeps growing, you're still going to make a lot more money, okay? That's the whole idea. Now, number 4, Tommy, all right, okay. Let's say, for example, the company does give dividends. Do I keep that money? Or, for example, do I reinvest it back into the business? Well, the answer is, it depends how much they give you in dividends, and also what the current price of that stock basically is. If the stock is overvalued, for example, and you're rebuying shares for a more expensive price, usually might not be the best idea. And it also depends on the company, okay? If you have a company that does not need that much cash, and they can use that cash you actually get in dividends, which is a lot of money basically, and use that money to go ahead and invest into another company that's doing a lot better, the answer is why not? Or for example, if you're about to retire and you need, for example, dividend money, well, just take that money and enjoy your life and all that stuff, okay? But it all depends, okay? Usually for me, I reinvest. But again, I do invest mostly into ETFs. That's the whole idea. But if I have, for example, maybe 100K coming from a company in dividends every year, I have to ask myself, hey, is this the best place to put this money into? Or can I grab this money and put it, for example, into another company to make me more money? It all depends on who you are, what you want to invest into, what the company is. But by the way, guys, okay, be careful. Some companies don't give dividends out, and they're terrible with basically growing that money. So look at their investment activities so that we can make sure, hey, this company might not give dividends, but they're at least making money from it. But if they're not, well, be very, very careful with that, okay? For example, a company grabbing your money, in profits, and using that money to go ahead and invest into Bitcoin. Is that a good idea? The answer is maybe not. Maybe, just maybe not, okay? Now, the fifth question, guys, is taxes. Tommy, how do I save money on taxes when it comes to dividends? And by the way, you have ordinary dividends and you have qualified dividends. What's the difference? Well, qualified dividends gets taxed under capital gains. So that means 0% or 15%, or for example, a maximum of 20%. Ordinary dividends might be taxed as high as 37% with federal taxes. Now, obviously, the idea is you want to get qualified dividends. Now, how do you qualify? How do you get qualified dividends? Overall, if you bought a share of a company and you've held it for over 60 days, like around 60 to 61 days, okay, and then they go ahead and give you the dividends, usually that's going to be considered qualified dividends. And you also have to buy the stock 60 days before they actually give the dividends to be considered qualified dividends, okay? So for example, if I invest into Walmart today and tomorrow they give out the dividends, well, that's going to be ordinary dividends and it's going to be taxed at whatever my tax rate actually is. However, if I invest into Walmart around 90 days prior, okay, or 65 days prior, when I get paid that dividends, it's going to be qualified dividends. Thus, I'm not going to be charged so much money when it comes to tax, because basically it is going to be under long-term capital gains tax. And that's the cool thing. So overall, if you're going to be a long-term investor, there are a lot of benefits when it comes to hold on to companies for a very long time. With also dividends, also when you sell, and a lot more other factors. But guys, overall, that's the entire picture when it comes to dividends. What they are, how they work, why some give it, why some don't, how to save money on taxes, everything right there. If it helped you guys, comment down below. Let me know. Any questions also on stocks or finance or money or budgets, comment down below. Let me know. I'll make a video about it tomorrow. And I'll see you guys next time. Like this video if you liked it. On top of that, also subscribe and hit the bell so you're notified. And if you guys want to text me or talk to me one-on-one, join my Patreon, link down below, or send me a DM on Instagram at TommyBryson. And before I go, if you want to watch another video on basically stocks and finance and money and budgets, here's everything right here. And then my page right here. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for watching. And as always, peace.